Hello everyone, welcome to my part 6. Yeah, part 6. That is, on this video I'll be explaining how I traveled from Kenya to the United States amid the COVID-19. By then around March, the COVID-19 was at the peak in the United States. So it was tough, it was stressing, all that thing. Everything was just disturbing. So first thing, I booked a flight. I have my visa, the names are all correct, everything is good. So I went ahead, I did my research. There was there were no, there were limited flights that were flying to the United States, especially Europe, or any connecting flight from Europe were all cancelled. So the option I had was to just book a flight, maybe transiting to Asia, then to US. So as usual, you guys, if you are following my episode, I am from Qatar. I was working from Qatar. So Qatar Airways was my first priority, or was my first idea that came through in my mind. So I just went ahead, booked a flight with them, and I booked from Nairobi, transiting to Doha. Then the final destination was Philadelphia Airport. So I did that successfully. Quite expensive, but it was okay. So I just booked. Then on the day I was I had planned to travel on 20th. So I'm there with my luggage, with my bag, with some friends and relatives, and I'm there for the day. I'm there ready to travel. I'm there at the airport, and just to my surprise, I had booked my ticket by my own. I never use an agent. Guys, please, if you are booking a ticket, please, it's good. It's advisable for you guys to use some agents. It's okay. It's better. For me, I never got an update because I don't know. In short, my flight was already cancelled. All flights, or all international flights that were scheduled for Philadelphia Airport, all were cancelled. So I was one of those people whose flight was cancelled. So I just did some research, and then I went to the Qatar Airways headquarters in Nairobi, and they did some good work for me. Shout out to them. And they changed my flight, the destination from Philadelphia to New York. They gave me some selection. I chose New York. So they did that, and I got a flight. Very lucky, the last seat on the, after like 2 days. So after like 2 days, again, my day was there. And now again with my bag way up to the airport. Now my hopes were not as high like before, because maybe again the flight might be cancelled. So once I got at the airport, I had to go direct to the check-in first to confirm whether the flight is cancelled or not. Lucky enough, it was not cancelled. So there we go. Goodbye to my relatives, and US, here we come. So with my bag inside there. The other thing, the pandemic was high. I think in Kenya there were like several cases. So in Kenya it was not that serious. You could just see people with some people had masks, and I think everybody had sanitizers. Hand sanitizers were the first. The issue of the mask just came through later. So I'm there, I don't have even a mask, and I'm traveling to where the coronavirus is spreading like bushfire. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, I just had my sanitizer, and but also it was not only me. Like 90% of the people who we boarded the flight had no mask. So but once we landed at Qatar, I had to transit to Doha. So once we were in Qatar, there was a lot of people, a lot. Even I never saw Qatar airport or Hamad airport loaded at that point. So, and everybody was having masks, was wearing masks and all that. So I had to grab mine there from the duty free, just to be like the others. And the funniest thing, the flight from Kenya to Doha, it was quite halfway empty, but from Doha to JFK, full to capacity. So I had my mask. As you can see, from there to JFK. From Kenya to Qatar was 7 hours. From Qatar to US at New York, that was around 14 hours. You guys can imagine that. All the way, sleep, you wake up, you sleep, you wake up, you walk around in the flight and all that. But finally, we were at New York. So at New York, I had some rumors, before even I left from Kenya. I had some rumors that at any country that, you enter, or whichever country you land, you are likely to be subjected to a 14 days quarantine. So for me, I was very ready, very prepared for a 2 weeks quarantine in the US. As long as I stepped my feet in the United States, I was just okay. Anything, even if they am to be sent for a 1 month quarantine, I was just okay so long as I'm in the United States. Because that was what I have been I have been processing all like an year. I could not risk, like overstaying in my country, like to wait the pandemic to go down. No, 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 no. I could not buy that. So that's why I had to travel amid the COVID-19. I was just like, this is it. I have to risk. Because as you know, guys, for those who already had visas, but they never traveled, they are still stuck in their countries and their visas will get expired soon. I'm very lucky I just arrived amid the COVID and now. So let's continue. I'm there, 14 hours flight, tired, exhausted, but shout out to you, Qatar Airways. Your flights got some internet connection, You there, you don't get bored, you keep even contacting your family members back in your country or anywhere. So we were well entertained in the flight, but there was tension of the COVID. Every time sanitizing in the flight, they could spray some the disinfectant, lots of food, everything you request for was available. So it was a nice flight. So with after like 14 hours now, then you could see the appearance of the New York City. This is a new city. My dream country is now here. My dream is coming true. So with the few announcements from the Qatar Airways cabin crew and all that, then we were now on the landing gear and something like that. So everyone is somehow excited, and it was maybe around 8 a.m. in the morning, so it was clear, you could have a view. We just landed safely, and the pilots were so professional, and there was nothing. Actually, the whole 14 hours, there were very little moments of turbulence and all that. It was quite smooth. The flight was I really enjoyed it. So we landed at New York. So back in my mind, I'm like, now I'm going. Yes, I have my everything. But okay, I had an experience of traveling. So the issue of being new in a country was not that much, but the issue was like after immigration service, then I don't know where I will be taken. I don't know whether I will be taken in a hospital, whether people have COVID. Because by then, New York City was the highly hit state by COVID-19, and the COVID-19 cases, of course, were coming from the airport. People were coming in with COVID-19, and now I'm one of those people. So I don't know whether I've contracted the COVID-19 along the way or not. So I'm just there. Everyone is there, just silent with your mask and all that. We just arrived at the flight, then we followed the procedures, all that, the immigration. So the immigration guys, now here you have to run something. After the interview on your embassy, the consular officer will give you an envelope, or when you get your visa, they will send you with an envelope. That envelope, as you can see, should not be opened. It's already sealed. You need to carry it up to the USA. At the entrance of the USA, you will be requested for it for DV Rotary program. So please don't break the seal. Please, please, please. So at the immigration, they requested for my passport and the envelope or the parcel. I gave them I realized they were just some copies of my documents. Like before I could think, what is this? What am I carrying? But I just saw they were the copies, the birth certificate, the whatever documents I had, copies. So I just submitted, everything was good, and then my passport was stamped. Then the custom just told me, welcome to the United States. Then I'm like, who are I could like try to project, maybe there are some guys, medical guys who will maybe take us to a quarantine or something. So I headed up to the baggage area, arrival. I picked my luggage. I started following, your intention, maybe you'll be caught, but nobody was even concerned with us. And I think that's why maybe US was hit very hard, because people could come in. There was no scanning, there was no even temperature check or anything. You just come and you go. What they believed was like, once you come, you should quarantine yourself for 14 days and it will be okay. So for me, I'm there. I just arrived up to the exit. Oh, finally, now I had to contact my host. Few minutes, he was already there, and bam, we just took off, and there was nothing like quarantine for me. So, but for me, I did myself quarantine after, I arrived and I was safe there. And after 2 weeks, for the first 2 weeks, I could get, it's a different environment. I could get some fever, a little bit fever, a little bit cough, high temperatures. You are still suspicious for yourself. So, and then I was like, is this COVID now or what's happening? Then I could drink a lot of hot water, lemon, and all that, but I don't think I was sick or something. But eventually, I was safe and sound at the United States despite all those challenges about the COVID-19, flight cancellation, and all that. And so far, so good. I'm still here in the United States, in a state known as Pennsylvania, and everything is okay. Despite the pandemic is still high and all that, all the government offices still closed. We just have hope, and everything will go back to normal, and we'll get all our necessary documentation. So, guys, thank you for watching this video. I try to be as quick as possible to explain my journey on how I went all through that. And here I am. I'm already here, and I hope everything will go well with you guys. So thank you for watching this video, and see you in our next video. I'll be trying to make videos on any new updates about my story, and again, updates will be there on a daily basis on the DV Rotary program, DV 2020, and again DV 2021. You are my people as per now. So let's keep watching. Subscribe, and thank you for watching. See you in our next video. Thank you.